host of the show. It's Young Gage, Baton Rouge, homegrown. Behind the grind, it's behind the scenes, behind the lines of creative minds. Define the reason, define the rhyme. Salute the DJ, play this one more time. So come now, get the whole rundown, watch the whole run through. Hit the thumbs up, hit the bell and the share too. Please and thank you. Without further ado, I bring to you behind the grind, it's behind the scenes, behind the lines of creative minds. Behind the grind, behind the scenes, behind the lines of creative minds. Behind the grind, it's behind the scenes, behind the lines of creative minds.
All right, y'all, you're now tuned into Behind the Grind, where we talk on the strings of all things art, music, and entertainment-wise. I'm your host, Young Gage from Baton Rouge, born and raised, and I have a very, very special guest here with me today. He embodies so many of the elements of hip-hop. He's an MC, a vocalist, a producer, and a DJ, but not just any old regular DJ. He's a DJ in one of the most legendary hip-hop iconic groups of all time, and his name is Position. Go ahead and bring him up for y'all.
Yeah, what's happening with you, brother?
What's going on, man? It's a pleasure to get you to the show. I really appreciate it.
All good. I'm just in my little mini lab, just creating. That's it, creating some more shit.
I feel that. You got the whole studio set up. It's like the back cave up in there.
It's literally my back cave. Big
All right.
ass back cave, but yeah, I'm chilling.
Hell yeah. All right, so tell the people a little bit about yourself, man. I mean, you know, your music is out there, your collaborations is out there, your alliances is out there, but this is an opportunity right now to let everybody know who Position is as the artist, behind the scenes, behind the grind.
Yeah, you know, you said it yourself, man. I'm an artist, producer, vocalist. You know, that's music is my life. So, it's so many hats that I'm wearing. You know that I put myself in a position to be. But yeah, man, being an artist and a performer is where my heart is at. You feel me?
Okay, so what kind of, put you in the direction of wanting to be an artist, or when did you start feeling like this is the thing for you, like, this is the path to take?
When I first took it serious, I want to say I was like 13, 14,
Okay.
when I really wanted to take it serious. Just, listening to all the people that, I heard growing up, like Snoop Dogg's and E40s and, DJ Quicks and shit like that. And, just seeing some of the homies and my older cousins shit rapping in the hood. And I was like, I could do that. You feel me? So, yeah, I just kept going until people started noticing it. And that shit, just called like wildfire. And I wasn't a producer then. I was just rapping, just trying to, find my lane and shit like that.
All right. Yeah, because I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna get to that point. But real quick, let everybody know like where you from. So to give us a scenery with all this is going on.
Yeah, I'm from Watts. California.
Right.
East Side District of Los Angeles. And hood like anybody else, man. And, that's what we grew up in. Whatever you think we grew up in, shit, we've been through it all. You feel me? But the music shit just kept me focused. The music shit kept me out of a lot of bullshit. As much bullshit as I could stay out of. But Watts all day. That's all I ever rap. LA.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. So you were saying that you were a rapper first.
Yeah.
So which order did everything come? Like, what did it go from rapping to vocalist, producing? Or let us know.
Yeah. The rapping shit started first.
Okay.
the rapping shit started when I was probably, like I said, when I took it serious. I tried it when I was like 8, 9, like any other kid,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I took it serious when I was about like 13, 14. Producing, um, I want to say I first tried it at my big, my big bro. I call him my big bro, the big homie Doc. He let me just go in his studio. He had like the old S950. I know y'all wouldn't know what that's about, but he had like the old S950 and shit. And he just let me fuck with it. So now I was like probably 14, 15. And then the homie June, Ski the Killer, he ended up teaching me how to work the MPC 2000 when I was
Mm-hmm.
like 18. And once I got a hold of that shit, I ain't never looked back. The DJ shit didn't come till years later after I met Bone.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about that for a little bit. Like how you actually came into contact with Bone Thugs.
Um, Me and Crazy Bone know the same mutual person, female by the name of Tanya Duche.
Mm-hmm.
I met her. She was running this thing called Rap Pages magazine around the time I don't say like late 2000s, and
Mm-hmm.
she was like, man, she heard my music, and she was like, man, I gotta introduce you to Crazy Bone. I've been knowing her for whatever. I was like, yeah, all right, cool. I ain't believe her. And the next day, him and the homie Keith G showed up to the studio. And I want to say I was working with them. We did a song called Welcome to the Alley. And
Mm-hmm.
I ended up meeting the rest of the Bone members, I want to say 2008, whenever Flesh got out, probably a couple weeks after he got out. So I'm just a
Okay.
fly on the wall. But, I knew Crazy Bone and Keith G, and that was it. Then 2009, I started doing shit called Life is a Lesson to Learn, plus some other shit behind the scenes, and then I start meeting the rest of the group like that. And
Okay.
yeah, yeah, it's just been on ever since.
Yeah, definitely. Life is a lesson to learn. I think that's the first song I heard that introduced you
Yeah,
to, you know, to me, the first time me coming across you as being a life artist, and that's why I want that song is like the hook is like infectious. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Kind of got like the Bill Withers vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's what really drew me uh, to that.
yeah.
So you kind of gave us a little bit of how you got in contact with Bone and how things progressed through that. Are there any other artists in the industry you had the privilege or the opportunity to work with?
Yeah, man. I worked with a lot even before Bone, man. I got to work with I got to work with the homie man. That's the little homie. He the one that got the song I Feel Like Buzzing.
Mm,
So I worked with man. I've worked with Nipsey Hussle before he became Nipsey Hussle. Me and him and the homie Sloan got a song together.
okay, that's
Um,
dope.
Worked with Yuck Mouth from the Loonies, which is crazy because years later we start linking up and working again, and that's Big Bro right there. Yeah, I worked with a lot of people, man, and fucking with Bone, I got to meet with a whole lot of other legendary motherfuckers and shit.
Facts, facts. So give me out of that whole spiel and all those different experiences, give me one that's like the most memorable to you, like something that just kind of highlighted the journey for you.
Um, all of them, man, all of them got like dope ass memories and stories and shit. Like, um, man, I start off with him. Man was
Mm-hmm.
like the little homie. He had a whole camp, a whole crew, and it was probably like 10 of them. And he was the youngest one at the time. It was like 14, 15 or some shit. He was like the
Mm-hmm.
quiet one unless he had to get in the studio. And, I just recorded him and a whole bunch of other niggas that was in the camp. And we was all cool with shit. And just crazy, like years later, he ended up blowing up and shit with yeah, I feel like buzzing, whatever that shit was, you feel me? And yeah, I was like, man, the little homie on, so dope. Nipsey Hustle, um, in the same studio. Matter of fact, with the same
Mm-hmm.
studio in Culver City, and I was working with bro Kaz at the time, and I
You
was
talking about
doing
Raz
his album.
Kass?
Huh? No, not Raz Kaz. I worked on. I met him too. I
Okay.
forgot, bro. Salute to Raz Kaz. I did some songs with him back in the day too.
Okay.
And yeah, yeah, hell yeah, I did him. Pause. Uh, Raz Kaz, Rapid Forte, Spice One. I worked with all the niggas. You
Oh,
feel me?
geez.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. I got to where, and this is like years before I fucked with Bone Thugs and Harmony. It was just
Right.
you in a certain section, and you fuck with certain people, and they just come through. And
Yeah,
salute the
them
homie Prime. Salute the homie
yeah.
Fly Like Prime, because he the one that brought all everybody that I mentioned. Fly Like Prime brought them all through the Spice Ones, the Rapid Fortes,
Mm-hmm.
Jewel, rest in peace, Jewel from Death Row. Yeah, a whole lot of motherfuckers with shit he brought through.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, yeah. But
So like,
yeah. hmm
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was about to say with Nipsey, when I met him, Cass brought him through, and same studio, and he was a dude like a little bitty, a little teeny weeny afro and shit. You know what I'm saying, with
Mm-hmm.
khakis and a white t-shirt on and shit. And he was just quiet as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And we did this thing. It was like a Dr. Dre tribute, and yeah, he just put the nigga on there. Like, P, record the homie. I was like, all right, cool. So he went in there and knocked it out. It was hard as fuck. So it's out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about 2 years later, he ended up coming out with like Hustle in the House. I was like, oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got to meet a lot of motherfuckers. Ty Dolla Sign before he blew up. A lot of motherfuckers before I even got to meet Bone. And then
Yes.
meeting Bone and really crazy Bone, he was like, nah, nigga, you need to be your ass over here. And
Right.
we just got to
That,
working on a whole bunch of shit.
that's dope. That's definitely dope. And I wanted to make sure people, got to hear about that part. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
had,
Facts.
such a, such a polished and colorful resume before, getting with the legendary group. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's dope. I wanted to make sure you got an opportunity to shed some light on that as well.
So for sure.
You
Yeah. And then fucking with Bone, man, they helped me sharpen my motherfucking skills a lot.
know?
And I had to I had to learn new skills fucking with these niggas because I wasn't a DJ before.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then Crazy Bone and Wishbone seen something in me to be their DJ, and I started off DJing with them two first, and then like a year later, that's when I started DJing for the whole group.
Okay. So let me ask you, after DJing for a number of years, but
Yeah.
you also an MC, which one do you like better?
Performing.
Performing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So MC for me, it'll be MC, um, performing, um, yeah, in that order. MC, performing, producing, DJ.
Okay,
Yeah.
definitely. Right. So like, what's some advice that you would give some up and coming DJs or just artists who are just looking to get into some type of industry level? You know?
Industry industry level, just number one, uh, learn these spots. You know what I'm saying? Everything is dope being online, but you got to go out to these spots that everybody be at. No matter what city, what state, country you at, it's always like a club somebody might be at. If you're not old enough to be in the club, it's always like a certain studio certain people might, be at. And, just start off, you're going to any studio, because all that's going to transition to just other places, meeting people, which I was segueing to. You're going to fuck around and meet somebody like, hey, man, we finna be over here. And we'll watch. So um, just get out. The internet is cool, but get out and talk to people. Literally network with people, and
Right.
not being afraid to talk. That shit gonna take you a long way. I was one of those ones that didn't talk.
Hmm.
I didn't talk for a long ass time. If you ain't talk to me, it's like, all right, I ain't fucking with bro. But
Yeah.
once I started learning how to open my mouth, pause, and talk to people, you feel me? That's when it was like, okay, I'm starting to really know a lot of motherfuckers and not even thinking about it. It's becoming natural. So,
Mm.
don't ever be afraid to get out there and just network for real, for real.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because that last part kind of resonated, what I'm saying, with me. Just I'm real reserved, just observant, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like, but when you said that, that really resonated with me because you're absolutely right. Like the minute I became like more vocal and kind of just stood on my power and my boundaries, you know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of stuff start moving in the direction that I was, trying to
yep,
go to. So yeah,
yep,
yeah,
yeah. And that's
yeah.
the thing, like, you know, even with us, we get so used to just talking to motherfuckers on IG.
Mm-hmm.
Now we fucking with motherfuckers on TikTok. It's like, nah, you still gotta get your ass out because once you personable with people, that's how
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers gonna remember you. You feel me? So yeah, get your ass out. Don't be afraid to talk. All the motherfuckers that's creating, beats or whatever, being an artist, don't be afraid to be creative. Stop trying to be like everybody else. It sounds cool for the moment, but
Yeah.
if you following trends and shit like that, 9 times out of 10, that shit ain't gonna last. Just I
Facts.
don't give a fuck
That's,
how crazy it might sound. I don't care if you think the shit bullshit because you might be on your little equipment and these
mm-hmm.
motherfuckers is using like, $1 million like boards and all that shit. Might not, man, fuck that. Be
Mm-hmm.
creative, do your shit.
Facts. Facts. And I'm on that same, so I'm on that same wavelength because I always used to say like you can make a song about snapbacks, right? They
Yeah,
hot right now, but when they go out of style, so does that song.
mm,
Snapbacks kind of came back, they normalized again. So that's like 10, 20 years probably, removed from even you having the energy to do the song or being connected with the generation who want to hear. You know what I mean?
yeah, facts.
But when you speak from the heart, more authentic, more of a connection, because I feel like music is an extension of you. More people can resonate with it
Yeah,
because of some form of fashion they done felt like that or experienced something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, facts.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, definitely, man. The music I make, man, I ain't afraid to do nothing. I don't give a fuck what genre it is or anything.
Mhm.
Niggas look at me crazy all the time. Like, nigga, you might not like it, but somebody gonna love it.
All right. So let me ask you this: outside of rap, what's your favorite genre, or what's something that you would listen to more than people think?
I listen to rock. I listen to a lot of heavy metal. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? I listen to like the older shit though, like System of a Down and Corn and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but I do listen to like new R&B. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I listen to like lo-fi music. I listen to people like Sango, or I might listen to Too Rich Benji.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole bunch of motherfuckers, man. That Pink Seafood. Um, people out here, man. I listen to a lot of motherfuckers, bro. So I just I I just love music. Period.
I'm the same way. I can tell you the only genre, I'm just be honest. I hope I don't offend nobody. The only genre I just can't really rock with is country music, bro. I can't do it. Like the
Can't fuck with
classic,
country music.
like, yeah, in the desert with the tumbleweeds, and like nah, I can't, I can't do it, bro. I just can't do it.
Hey
But
man,
everything else, I
but look,
vibe with.
country music they spit from the heart too.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. They do. I think for that because I'm usually big on lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like just the flow, I'm a technician. Like, I just love the lyrics.
Yeah,
But in that particular case, it's sonically I just can't do it. I
sonically
just
can't do.
yeah,
Man,
sonically. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's too somber, and I like mood music or whatever, but it's depressing. Like, yeah.
He said it sounded depressing. I'm gonna sing some country music you can vibe to.
Definitely, I'm open to that. I'm open to that. So, you just recently DJ'd a project for myself, Young Gage, and Crazy called Lyrical Pressure. What
Yeah.
was your experience like throughout that process?
When I first received the project, I was like, oh, these niggas, because I've been hearing some of y'all shit before. I was like,
Yeah,
okay, I fuck with it. And then when I heard this, I was like, man, y'all going a little different. That's pretty dope. And then the features y'all got on there, y'all got some real legendary niggas on there. So I was like,
right.
okay, y'all doing y'all shit. So the more I start like, banging music out, I start really vibing with all of it. I was like, okay. So,
Mhm.
just really listening to y'all, that's what inspired me to talk my shit a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's dope. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? So that's like a total reciprocation of inspiring energy. You know, so because like Bone Thugs is one of my it's no secret that's like one of my favorite groups. I grew up on them, was influenced, by them and many others. But by way of them, I was introduced to your music and
Hmm.
what you bring into the culture. And I don't know if you remember, we met once or twice before now at some of
You
their
said where?
shows. We had met like once or twice, like in one of the Bone shows, like back in the day.
Okay. I remember meeting you once.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so just all that coming, full circle into this project, I think that's real dope, like on some
Yeah.
timing. And I'm appreciative of you being a part of that project because it probably means more than what you know. You know what I mean?
Nah, I
So
appreciate y'all having me, man. I had fun with it.
yeah, much respect on that. So are you on tour currently with Bone? I know it's their 30th anniversary.
Yeah, man, the tour don't stop fucking with Bone, That's why they call them niggas rolling bones, because,
Mhm.
we always on the road. We always gone doing something. Whether it's going to, Montana was by the time you air this, we probably be done did it because doing it in less than 24 hours. Um, um, Arkansas, we got, man, we just did South Carolina. We're about to do Europe, you know, that shit just don't stop.
Yeah, that's
And it's a blessing, goddamn it.
yeah, definitely it is, man. Europe, man, I know
Yeah.
that's going. When y'all coming back to the South, Louisiana?
Right now, the only thing I can think about is Arkansas, which is gonna be, I think, in a week or so. We're gonna be in Arkansas.
Okay.
So I know we got a few. I know we got a few other ones. I gotta read that shit out. Like I think I seen like uh West Virginia, South Carolina again. I know I seen a few. So we definitely coming to the South.
Definitely, definitely. I'm gonna be checking out. I'm gonna check out tour dates.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
speaking of DJing, though, I gotta ask you because this was like the best verses, just period. And anybody who followed Bone and 3 6, we all know the history and the tension and all that.
Right.
So, what's that experience for you DJing for Bone Thug at the verses?
Real life shit. I think this is the first time I'm saying it. It was almost nostalgic for me. I was like, oh shit! It was like everything was, it was almost like I was kind of looking at everything from another person and shit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like the crowd, everybody had this energy. Everybody that came through, like all the guests and shit like that, it came through for us for 3 6 Mafia, seeing motherfuckers like uh, you know, Wiz Khalifa, Lil Wayne, and Lil Jon, and you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, Chameleon there coming through. It's like, man, this shit crazy.
Yeah, that
Um,
was extra.
Yeah. It was dope, you know what I'm saying? And up there with Felly Fell, being Power 106 for the longest and shit like that. And just being up there DJing with dude on the side, just fucking around, clowning around and shit. That was dope. That whole experience was dope.
Definitely. I had up like a Super Bowl watch. You know what I'm saying? But I was waiting on that one. So
Yeah,
when all the drama like popped off, we don't have to talk about it if we don't want. Like
it's all
how
good.
was how was like that aspect of it? And have there been any like similar situations that y'all feel like being on tour, or something popping off, or y'all kind of stand y'all ground?
Has there been situations like that
Yeah,
on like other occasions?
yeah, on other occasions, like
Yeah, of
other
course.
tours. That,
Yeah, of course, man. Not with 3-6, but yeah, of course, there's been situations where niggas had to stand their ground and somebody had to get their ass whooped and something like that. So yeah, man, that's life. I don't even want to say it's hip hop, bro. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? Being a nigga and out on the outside. So it's been a
that's
few
real.
times somebody had to get beat on allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah, allegedly. But so just being in that versus process, I was like legendary on like so many different levels because
Yeah,
you reliving the history of both of those groups coming up, and then you actually making history because it's the first clash that we seen as fans of the two
yeah,
groups. You making
right.
even more history because it kind of clashed how I don't want
Yeah.
to say expected, but we know we could have went that way. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And you the detail of the whole thing. So that's like just legendary on so many different levels, like really woven into the fabric of the history.
yeah. Well, that was the nostalgic part for me because I've been just like y'all, listening to Bone and shit like that for the longest and knowing the history of their beef,
Mm-hmm.
um, and listening to their music and listening how they going back and forth with each other. But before the verses, being able to do shows like we done all already did shows with each other. So
Mm-hmm.
that was, for me, that was the dope part. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, niggas ain't beefing out here and shit like that. Um, like you said, niggas had history, and
Mm-hmm.
I seen how much you know Lay gives love and to DJ Paul and vice versa, and Crazy Bone and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But to get all of them together at one time,
Mm-hmm.
again, it's just that whole like, damn, these niggas had beef. Who the fuck gonna have some bullshit to say when we get out in this motherfucker tonight?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it happened. Things happen. Motherfuckers throwing water bottles and you know, niggas over there slow dancing, whatever. It is what it was. It was fun to me. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. I was like, oh shit, nigga, if it's gonna go down, nigga, it's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it
Yeah.
was dope.
Yeah. So I kind of brought that point up to just
Yeah,
to get perspective from straight from your point of view, but also to show like the DJ was the center of it all, the one that kept the glue that kept the tempo of the whole event. So
yeah.
I want to ask you, how important do you feel like DJs are? That's the first part. And the second part is, do you believe DJs get the respect that they deserve in today's time and today's music?
Number one, um, DJs are very important. DJs are very vital. And number two, just staying at number one, they're important because who the fuck is gonna be back there spinning while y'all out here trying to, rock the fuck out. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then speaking and as a metaphor, like as a quarterback, that DJ is gonna be able to hype up the crowd, that DJ is gonna be able to be like, okay, the crowd ain't moving to this, all right, we're gonna move on to the next one and shit like that. But yeah, the DJ is vital to any situation. Do they get the respect they deserve? No. And the reason why they don't or we don't get the respect is because the audience always looks at the artist first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's just it's weird. Like I want to say back in the '80s, I know I was like super young, but as I grew up, I got to learn that the motherfucking DJ was you know that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you know your hip hop like that, but like DJ's name came first.
Right.
There was Eric B and Rakim. Rakim name came second. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So it's like they was super important. And I go down that road as far as explaining how that shit got burnt out. But now it's like we just looking at the artist. You know what I'm saying? They looking at the DJ like, all right, nigga, you spin records, cool, nigga. What else you doing?
Right.
But yeah, nah, DJ don't get that respect. We don't even have like, and that's the reason why I was having fun doing with our project because
Mm-hmm.
we don't have the DJ clues no more.
Right.
We don't have the motherfucking you know we don't have Funk Master Flex, I guess. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the DJ dramas. We don't have that shit no more. And we definitely need to bring that back. So that's the reason why I have fun hosting y'all project because it gave me that feeling like, okay, we about to talk shit, we about to do what y'all do, and y'all about to go out here and rock out with it.
Yeah, like just the reoccurring thing, kind of like that nostalgia of that essence and that period of hip hop. That we came up in. I
Yeah.
remember getting the strong from DJ Stretch Armstrong and all them underground tapes and just the blends and the mixes and the DJ, howling over the track. That's how you knew it was exclusive. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like just So, who are some like newer DJs in today's time that you find yourself rocking up to?
That's the thing. Um, the ones that's like really out there, I don't know. Not right now. I'm just being the thou wow with you.
I
Now,
see.
I still look at, niggas like DJ Esco, the nigga that fuck with Future.
Mm-hmm.
He that nigga be doing his shit. Um, when we on tour, I sit back and I watch the OGs like DJ Jazzy Jeff. That nigga's crazy with turntables.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy as fuck. But you know, right now, man, I swear to God, I be seeing like it be like niggas homies and shit, and niggas just be like, boop, just press play. That's it. They don't do
Yeah.
none of the DJ. Yeah, they don't do none of the DJ shit like that. We need to get back to it.
Do you think it's some kind of like a divide, like not nothing serious, kind of like dark skin, light skin, like jokes and stuff like that, like between DJs who still use tables and then the other ones who use like the boards,
Is it a divide?
like a divide, like a superiority thing, like the
I just
DJ
for me,
who
I think
spin
it's a preference. I just think
for
it's a
prep.
preference. Yeah,
Yeah.
because even though I could use like Technique 1200s, I just prefer CDJs.
Mm.
But somebody like the homie DJ Sale or DJ Salon Rec, salute to Dog Pound, salute to Far Side. They do the Technique 1200. They ain't doing nothing else.
Mm.
You feel me? And the niggas is dope at it. So I think it's just a preference thing for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
I feel like I embody like most of the elements of hip hop outside of DJing. I feel like I could if I really tried, but I feel like I had to try like extra hard. So like
Yeah,
that, just that coordination is almost like, well, imagine that it's similar to like playing drums. Like, you know, you gotta have each hand independently doing a different action. So I
Mm-hmm.
applaud that, you know what I'm saying, in itself, because I would have to put in extra focus to even try to, you know, do something like that. So
Yeah, it's
definitely
definitely
salute.
a coordination situation. That shit
Have you
definitely
played
about coordination.
have you played any other instruments?
Piano, you know, I be on my piano right now and shit.
Yeah.
Um, a little bit of drums. That's about it. I try to fuck with a guitar, but I ain't really doing too much with it. I ain't no expert.
It just hit them power chords. That's what you do when I had mine. Learn jam, jam, jam. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Enough
I
to
two
get better.
string the shit out of a guitar.
So do you feel like between like different instruments, do you feel like one that could have been like a prerequisite to kind of leading you up to DJing? And do you feel like learning one instrument kind of gives you the upper hand on learning the next one?
Um, you know, I'm cool with my keys. The guitar, I do want to learn a little bit more.
Mm.
Um, I be having fun with the drums. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't the shit, but I be having fun with the drums. But yeah. Other than that, man, no. My truest shit is actually just rapping, singing, performing. So instruments is dope, but
Mm-hmm.
me having that mic, that's where I'm at with it.
Okay. So, but speaking on production, um, some of the artists you named earlier, have you when you collaborated with them, was that on the production side or was that on the MCing side?
The artists that I worked with,
Mm-hmm.
uh, mostly both.
Okay.
Mostly both. Like most of them, you know, like with Nipsey, it was production side. With Man, it was a production side. But with somebody like Yuckmouth, it was production and MCing. Baby
Mm-hmm.
Bass, production and rapping and shit like that. So it's a little bit of both fucking with me.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So before we go, I
Yeah.
want to ask you this. Because me as an artist myself, I was talking to my homie the other day, and I was saying like it's a checklist, man. It's like an artist checklist. And
Artist
so
checklist.
an artist checklist, right? So it's like
Yeah.
if you got studio time, make sure you know what you're doing before you get there. Don't wait till you get there to write. You know what I'm
Real
saying?
shit.
When you go to the show, you send the DJ the music, but make sure you got your flash drive, your backup on, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So, do you have an artist checklist, like a guideline that you kind of consciously or subconsciously go by that you think might help some other up and coming artists?
Um, I'm gonna start off with the DJ shit, like how you say, make sure you send the DJ the music and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't send that shit last minute. That's just one of my pet peeves. Like, have your shit ready. Try to have the shit at least ready like a day before. Like, give it 24 hours so the DJ can marinate with it and just have it. Cause my thing, I be hating it. It's like I might be on my way to the stage or getting to the stage, but hey Pete, put this in. Like, hold on, nigga. Now I gotta kind of adjust some shit, but I be on it. You know what I'm saying? Because they trust me. But
Mm-hmm.
I like the preparation. Um, yeah, if you a MC, if you rapping, make sure you know your shit or make sure you got your shit ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Producers, have your laptops, have all your sessions ready. Like, for me, it's just simple one, two, three. You know what I'm saying? When I'm going to the studio, I don't have my laptop. I don't write, probably because I'm too lazy. But I don't write. I just get in there and when I vibe out to the beat, and then I freestyle some shit or whatever's happening that day. But if you writing, make sure you know your shit. It's been a couple people where they actually wrote their shit, and it took like 2-3 hours to do a verse. Like, damn, nigga, we could be getting to something else. Hold on, nigga, we trying to be time efficient. But yeah, man, just have have your shit ready.
That's dope. That's definitely, I think every artist should have some rule of thumb and a
Yeah,
checklist. You know,
and everything in your backpack.
Exactly. Facts. Big facts.
Yeah.
So before we wrap it up, man, once again, I want to thank you for your time and being a part of this segment. Is there anything that you want to promote? Anything you want us to look out for in the future or going on right now?
A whole lot of shit that could be promoted. So I'm gonna start off with this. Look out for me on Instagram at Position, which you probably gonna see that on the screen anyway. On IG, on TikTok, all that shit is the same thing. I got a bottle of tequila that's out. You can go to iamposition.com or shopdrinkSolo.com. Talk Your Shit is out. The album Watch Me Fly is about to be out. I got a single with the homie Certified Trouble and the Triple OG Mellow Man Ace. We got a single that's coming out July 3rd called What's Up, Pool. Yeah, man, we just working. That's it. I'm saying focus. Shout out to motherfucking Young Gage and Crazy. They just dropped a motherfucking cold ass lyrical precious, situation. Man, it's a whole lot of shit going on, man. Sound like an experience.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. And once again, thank you for coming on, man. This is Behind the Ground, where we pull on the strings of all things art, music, and entertainment related. I'm your host, Young Gage. Position. Appreciate y'all.